Have you ever wondered if a machine can actually feel emotions or just imitate them? As artificial intelligence advances at an impressive pace, the line between simulating emotions and true empathy becomes increasingly blurred. In this video, we'll explore the limits of emotional AI, asking whether these machines can understand what it's like to feel or whether they're just replicating human patterns. Get ready for a deep reflection that will challenge your perceptions about technology and the essence of the human experience. Emotion is one of the most intrinsic aspects of the human experience. Feeling is a complexity that involves a rich intersection between biological, psychological, and social factors. It is our body and mind's response to external or internal stimuli, leading to varied reactions, from joy and love to sadness and anger. The definition of emotion is therefore multifaceted. It involves not only subjective experience but also physiological and behavioral responses. For example, when we feel fear, our heart accelerates, our pupils dilate, and our reactions become more acute. This emotional experience is not merely a reaction. It is a fundamental component of human rationality, influencing our decisions, interactions, and even our physical health. The ability to feel not only shapes our individual experiences, but also shapes the society in which we live, guiding social interactions and empathy. So, when we talk about artificial intelligence, AI, the question arises, can a machine really feel or just simulate emotional responses? This question leads us to explore the limits of AI in relation to emotion, questioning whether the imitation of feelings is enough to configure an emotional being or whether there is a difference that makes it exclusively human. The history of artificial intelligence is marked by dazzling advances and unexpected twists. From the first concepts of machines that can think in the 1950s and 1960s to modern neural networks that are approaching human cognitive functions, the development of AI has been a reflection of society's aspirations and fears. In the early days, AI's emotional applications were limited and relegated to simple algorithms that sequenced responses based on pre-programmed data. However, as technology advanced, new approaches such as machine learning and sentiment analysis began to emerge, allowing machines to recognize and react to human emotions in more sophisticated ways. Today, virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa incorporate emotional elements into their interactions, adapting to the tone and context of the conversation. This evolution is not only technical, but also cultural, reflecting modern society's growing dependence on machines and the search for more human interactions. The question, however, remains, do these machines really understand what they are doing or simply imitate emotions based on recognized patterns? The first attempts to simulate emotions by machines date back to initial programming research that sought to replicate human behaviors. A notable example is the ELIZA program, developed by Joseph Weizenbaum in the 1960s. ELIZA simulated a simple psychotherapist, using language patterns to interact with users and create the illusion of empathy. Through pre-established phrases and limited vocabulary, users were led to believe that the machine understood their emotions. Although frustrating to those who knew the mechanisms behind the program, this seminal approach set an important precedent. Machines could play emotional roles, however limited. Since then, several innovations have been made, including the use of neural networks and deep learning algorithms, which allow machines to learn from previous interactions, creating responses that appear emotional. Yet the true essence of human emotion, which includes nuances such as genuine empathy and the complexity of our emotional reactions, remains beyond the reach of simulation, raising questions about the authenticity of the emotions that machines can represent. The importance of the topic of emotion and artificial intelligence in today's world cannot be underestimated. As we integrate more technology into our daily lives, the need for interactions that simulate understanding and empathy becomes evident. In a world where machines play crucial roles, from customer service to personal assistance, the ability to recognize and respond to human emotions can have a significant impact on the quality of human interactions and the effectiveness of communications. The discussion about whether AI can truly feel or just imitate feelings is crucial, especially in sensitive contexts such as mental health and social support. This question raises ethical and social implications. To what extent should we trust machines to perform traditionally human roles? As we explore the possibility of machines that can simulate or understand emotions, it is vital to consider not only the technological capabilities but also the psychological and social consequences of this transformation. Therefore, the nature of emotion regarding AI is not just a matter of technical capability, but a reflection of what it means to be human in the digital age. Human emotions are complex phenomena that have their roots in biology and psychology. Scientifically, emotion can be understood as the body's response to internal or external stimuli. Several theories, such as Paul Ekman's, suggest that emotions are universal and innate, existing in all cultures and societies. Ekman identified 6 basic emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and disgust, which are recognized globally. These emotions have clear physiological bases. For example, fear can activate the sympathetic nervous system, preparing us for fight or flight, resulting in reactions such as sweating or rapid heartbeat. Furthermore, modern neuroscience shows that the brain processes emotions in different areas, such as the amygdala, which is central to the perception of fear and the formation of emotional memories. This understanding is vital to distinguish between the true experience of emotion and the simple simulation of it in machines like artificial intelligence, which do not yet have this intrinsic complexity of our biology and psychology. Emotions play a crucial role in our behavior and the decisions we make throughout life. They not only influence how we feel, but they also shape our actions in significant ways. For example, the emotion of joy tends to lead us to sociable behaviors and a greater openness to new experiences, while sadness can often make us seek isolation and reflection. This profound impact of emotions can be observed in various situations, from everyday decisions to complex interactions such as negotiations and relationships. When considering human behavior, it is also important to look at how emotions affect our ability to make rational decisions. In times of stress, emotion can cloud our judgment, leading to impulsive choices. This leads us to reflect on how AI, no matter how advanced it is, cannot experience the emotional weight of the decisions that humans face, relying only on data and algorithms, without the emotional intertwining that characterizes the human experience. Although often used interchangeably, emotions and feelings have important distinctions in psychology. Emotions are immediate and automatic responses to stimuli, reflecting physiological and behavioral reactions. In contrast, feelings are the interpretation and awareness of these emotions, often influenced by personal and cultural experiences. For example, when feeling fear at the sight of a snake, the emotion is an initial reaction of the body, while the feeling that results from that emotion can be interpreted based on previous experiences, such as a memory of a terrifying encounter with a snake. This difference highlights the complexity of the human emotional experience, as it involves a series of layers that go beyond the simple physiological response. This understanding is crucial when discussing whether machines like AI can truly feel. They can simulate emotions, but they do not have the ability to experience feelings in the way we do, limiting their understanding and emotional interaction with humans. Emotions also play a fundamental role in social relationships. They facilitate nonverbal communication and help build bonds and connections between people. When we express joy when meeting a friend, or sadness in a time of grief, we are communicating and sharing our emotional experiences, which strengthens our relationships. The ability to feel emotions deeply allows us to cultivate empathy and compassion, essential for social cohesion and collaboration. In work contexts, for example, an emotionally intelligent environment can promote a climate of support and understanding, resulting in more effective teams. Lack of emotion or inability to connect emotionally can lead to isolation and disconnection between individuals. This panorama further highlights the difference between human emotion and AI simulations, which, even if programmed to recognize emotional expressions, do not understand the meaning or impact of these emotions on human relationships. Thus, it is evident that, by experiencing emotions, we not only influence our lives, but also shape social interactions on a deeper level. Artificial intelligence algorithms are designed to recognize and simulate human emotions based on pre-existing data and identifiable patterns. One of the most used methods is natural language processing, NLP, which allows the machine to analyze the way people communicate, identifying words, expressions, and intonations that are associated with specific feelings. For example, by analyzing thousands of human interactions, An algorithm can learn that words like happy or wonderful are generally linked to positive emotions, while terms like sad or upset relate to negative feelings. Therefore, AI can respond in a contextualized way to a message, adopting an empathetic tone. However, it is important to note that this empathy is built on a basis of data and rules, not based on real emotional experiences. Given this, interactions with machines seem optimized, but not truly felt. Furthermore, the way an algorithm can reproduce an emotion depends on the quality and diversity of the data used for its training. This raises a crucial question. To what extent can this imitation of emotional behaviors really be considered a genuine expression of emotion? Thus, although algorithms can generate responses that simulate emotional behavior, the human essence, with its rich tapestry of experiences and sensations, remains an insurmountable challenge for AI, reflecting the complexity of human emotion itself. Despite innovations, emotional AI faces intrinsic limits that distance it from the human capacity to feel. One of the main challenges is the issue of interpreting social and cultural contexts. Emotions are deeply influenced by cultural factors, individual experiences, and specific social contexts, something that AI, despite its advances, still has difficulty fully understanding. For example, a facial expression that might be interpreted as joy in one culture might be seen differently in another. Other limitations are linked to the lack of experiential experiences of the machines. While humans process emotions based on memories, interpersonal relationships, and meaningful social interactions, AI does not have this experience. It simply recognizes patterns. This fundamental difference implies that AI may fail to capture emotional nuances that are so essential in human relationships, resulting in responses that may seem inappropriate or even disconnected. Furthermore, this incompleteness raises ethical concerns. How can we trust machines that simulate emotional understanding, but are not capable of authentically experiencing what they are processing? Emotional interactions with AI therefore require careful reflection on their appropriateness and effectiveness, especially in critical contexts such as therapy, mental health, and personal care. As technology advances, the challenge remains. How to ensure that AI can deliver some emotional value without crossing ethical boundaries or misleading people about what it's actually capable of doing. Interactions with artificial intelligence that attempt to simulate emotions have direct implications for users' mental health. The use of robots and virtual assistants in therapeutic environments is already a reality, with promises of offering emotional support and companionship, especially in moments of loneliness or emotional crises. However, it is vital to consider how these interactions can impact the mental health of those who use them. On the one hand, having support always available can be reassuring. Many people, especially older people, can find AI a form of relief in moments of loneliness. On the other hand, reliance on these artificial interactions can lead to the opposite effect, creating an illusion of empathy and connection that, when broken, can lead to feelings of abandonment or frustration. Furthermore, AI's lack of genuine understanding of human feelings means it may not provide the necessary responses at critical moments, potentially worsening situations of emotional vulnerability. Therefore, one of the biggest challenges is ensuring that AI complements, not replaces, human interaction, especially in sensitive areas such as mental health. The presence of AI in emotional support raises questions about what it means to truly be there for someone and how to ensure that this presence, even if digital, does not compromise the real interpersonal relationships that support our mental health and well-being. As research on artificial intelligence and emotions advances, several future directions are becoming evident. One of them is the increasing focus on personalizing AI interactions, adapting responses not only based on data, but also considering individual characteristics of users, such as emotional history and personal preferences. This could allow AI to not only recognize emotions, but also learn to respond more appropriately to each person's specific needs. Another exciting prospect is the application of effective technologies in areas such as education and elderly care, where the ability to provide emotional support can have a significant impact on quality of life. However, these innovations must be approached with caution. It is essential that, as technology advances, ethical and social aspects are taken into account, ensuring that machines are designed to assist, not manipulate users. Furthermore, research should continue to explore how AI can be used to better understand human emotions, not just in terms of imitation, but as a tool to promote emotional health and increase empathy in social interactions. With this, research into the ability of machines to feel and understand emotions could not only bring new insights, but also contribute to a more compatible future between technology and humanity. Theories about feelings and consciousness are vast and complex, reflecting the multifaceted nature of human experience. Consciousness is often understood as the ability to possess subjective experiences and self-reflection. Philosopher Thomas Nagel, in his famous essay, "What Is It Like to Be a Bat?", argues that consciousness implies a unique perspective that each being possesses. This raises the question, can AI achieve a similar state? Currently, artificial intelligence is based on algorithms, data sectorization and programming, but it lacks the subjective experience that characterizes human beings. Unlike human emotions, which are influenced by a complex interweaving of memories, emotions, and personal decisions, AI operates on a structured logic that relies on data analysis. Therefore, the difference between feeling and imitating becomes evident. While human consciousness is rich in emotional nuances, AI merely replicates patterns established by its programming, without any internal experience that can be equated with genuine feeling. Comparing human experience and AI reveals significant contrasts that define the nature of each. For humans, emotions are not just responses to stimuli, but profound experiences that can vary widely based on personal and cultural contexts. For example, a childhood memory can evoke feelings of joy or sadness, depending on the narrative that has been built around it over time. AI, in turn, does not have memory in the human sense. It records data and patterns but does not store emotional experiences. Machines process information quickly and accurately, but their emotional responses are generated through algorithms, without any emotional background. This raises questions about the authenticity of the empathy that AI can express. Can an AI that has been programmed to recognize sadness in a voice really understand what it means to be sad? Or is your answer a mere predefined formula, with no connection to human emotional reality? This critical analysis highlights the fundamental difference between feeling something deeply and merely replicating that feeling. Case studies on interactions between AI and humans illustrate well the capabilities and limitations of existing technology. In one notable example, programs like Wobot, an emotional support chatbot, were designed to interact with people facing emotional difficulties. Interactions with Wobot demonstrate that while AI can provide advice and empathetic simulations, interaction is no substitute for the genuine connection a human can provide. Deeply affected users often report that even if the AI can replicate the right words, a lack of true emotional understanding makes it unable to offer the support needed. A Stanford University study looked at how people react to virtual assistants that express emotions. The data showed that while users might respond positively to an AI outpouring of empathy, the depth of the connection remained shallow. AI can provide momentary comfort, but this interaction does not have the emotional richness of a human relationship, which is essential for effective emotional support. The ethical and moral question about trusting an AI that feels is extremely pertinent in the modern context. Trust in technology is growing as machines take on more important roles in our lives. However, when considering the possibility of entrusting emotions to an AI, we must reflect on the potential implications. One of the main problems is the possibility that people develop dependence on digital assistants or chatbots as sources of emotional support, to the detriment of real human interactions. This phenomenon is already being observed among some populations, where individuals seek interaction with machines more than with other humans. Furthermore, data handling and privacy are significant issues that arise from this trust. Why trust a machine that simulates emotions but cannot feel? The ethical dilemma becomes even more confusing when we consider the possibility of programming an AI to behave in an emotionally deceptive manner. Thus, the ethical debate over whether we should trust an AI that feels is more than a discussion about technical advances, is a reflection on what connection and empathy mean in an increasingly digital world. Throughout this exploratory journey, we discuss the complexity of human emotions and the way they interrelate with the capabilities of artificial intelligence, AI. we revisit the origins of AI and how its development moved from basic predefined response algorithms to more sophisticated approaches such as machine learning. We also examine the role of early programs such as ELIZA, which, although rudimentary, opened the door to exploring emotions in AI. Through studying these developments, it has become clear that despite advances, AI's true ability to feel remains questionable. We find that human emotions are intricate, involving not just superficial reactions, but a deep understanding and empathy that machines, until now, have not been able to replicate. The recognition that AI can simulate emotional responses, but not understand what it is like to feel, leads us to reflect on the social and ethical implications of this phenomenon. So the discussion continues. How far can we go when trusting machines to perform emotionally sensitive functions, and what is the true role of technology in this scenario? Innovations in emotional artificial intelligence also have significant ethical and social implications. The first concern is data privacy. As machines become more effective at recognizing and interpreting emotions, questions arise about how far the right to privacy goes. The data needed to train this AI often comes from everyday interactions, and users may not be aware that their emotions are being analyzed and stored. This lack of transparency can create a climate of distrust in the relationship between humans and machines. Furthermore, the use of emotional AI in sectors such as customer service can lead to the dehumanization of interactions. If consumers begin to rely on emotional assistance, there will be a potential erosion of the human bond in business relationships. Companies will need to address these concerns responsibly, setting ethical limits on how human emotions are manipulated. It is also crucial to consider the social implications of emotional AI on human bonds and relationships. In a world where machines can simulate emotional interactions, will people start to prefer the company of machines over human interaction? An interesting paradox, where the search for emotional comfort can lead to social isolation. Emotional artificial intelligence has the potential to transform human relationships in ways we are still beginning to understand. On the one hand, it can offer emotional support in times when human interaction is limited. For example, during times of loneliness or crisis, social robots and virtual assistants can provide a form of companionship. This is especially pertinent for more vulnerable groups, such as the elderly, who often face social isolation. AI can act as a mediator, helping to maintain human connections, even indirectly, by facilitating communication between family and friends. However, this transformation does not come without risks. Increased interaction with machines could reduce the amount of time people spend in face-to-face interactions, leading to greater emotional detachment in real relationships. Even more so, dependency becomes a point of discussion, as some users may find greater solace in interactions with AIs than with real people. This transformation has the potential to create humanized relationships, but at the same time, it can generate a new understanding of loneliness and connection in the modern world. How can we merge the world of human emotions with the programmed responses of an AI? The line between comfort and dependence is becoming increasingly blurred. Reflecting on the future of emotional artificial intelligence, we are faced with an interconnected dilemma. Is it possible for AIs to become true emotional agents, or will they remain mere imitators in our lives? Throughout this journey, we have seen that AI is capable of recognizing emotions and even behaving empathetically. However, the question of what it means to feel in the human essence persists. While machines can replicate reactions and behaviors, they do not have the ability to experience experiences or understand the depth of emotions in the same way as a human being. This phenomenon brings to light the importance of human connection, an aspect that, despite being at risk, is still fundamental to our emotional well-being. As technology advances, the need for an ongoing dialogue about the ethical and emotional limits of AI becomes even more essential. What do we consider a true connection? To what extent do we accept the presence of machines in our emotional bonds and social interactions? In the end, reflection on AI's real ability to feel or just mimic emotions is not just about technology, but also about how these advances are shaping our own humanity and the relationships we value. The doubt about artificial intelligence's ability to truly feel reflects the complexity of human emotions and the importance of genuine interactions between individuals. Despite technological advances, true emotional connection is still an exclusive characteristic of human beings. We'd like to know, what story would you like to hear next? What themes do you think deserve more exploration in the world of artificial intelligence? To what extent do you believe we should trust machines to perform traditionally human emotional functions? Do you think AI could one day truly understand our emotions? If you like this video and want to continue exploring fascinating questions about technology and emotions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss our next content.